Beat Luton Town in a Premier League thriller at Kenilworth Road. Arsenal fans around the world probably going through the range of emotions tonight. We don't have to wonder because we had one in the studio. Emotional damage. Check this out. Check it out.
Yes! Woo! Look, I was just seeing this. Look, I was just looking at James Maddison. Look. I hate that he plays for Arsenal. And then Declan Rice scores. Oh, Serno.
You were going through the most tonight because first it was 4-1, then I'll take a draw, then this.
Wait there, right? You're not even talking about that we're at Stockley Park and that 2-2 when he thought Arsenal deserved the penalty. He ran into the corridor shouting to VAR. Like they can hear it. That was everything tonight.
You know something? That was again. You have to give Luton credit because I thought they really pushed us hard. But again, what I'm pleased about with the team, our young team, what we've learned from last year is that you have to go to the end and the quality will come through. You know, they gave Ødegaard too much time and space on the edge of the box there. We got people in the box and we were going for it. And, we came up with the goods right to the death. And that's what it's about, man. Don't take away the joy, man. That's the joy.
Enjoy. But you know what I found interesting about it, right, is that when the game become a little bit difficult in terms of when it at 3-3, when Luton got a little bit deeper, the players really sat deep. Ødegaard dropped a little bit deeper and pushed Declan Rice further forward to create from deeper positions. Yeah. So that was interesting. And
there's game management. From that. Game management and the fact that they're finding another way. Yeah. Finding another way, Farah. And that's what's good about it because, again, you take a draw from home, you win your home games, you take a draw from home, but it puts more pressure on the next game. But if you can take points away from home as well, win points away from home is fantastic.
Especially at Kenilworth Road, where they had been unbeaten in two. Liverpool went there and didn't get the full haul of points. I think we're going to start with the goal that won this game for Arsenal. And Declan Rice and his importance to this team, how he's come in and just led.
Yeah, but he's got that. He's got that praise. You look at Declan Rice and the way Declan Rice plays, he's never less than 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. He's consistent. And now, that's something that we know that he's got in his game as well. He can progress the ball. He can break up play. He can create chances and he can score goals as well. That's big game mentality right there, what we need. He's a massive difference to us this season. If anything, whatever we do this season, he's going to be a major part of any kind of success for us because he is driving us. He drives us.
I think we've seen, didn't we, all of these glimpses at West Ham and the different types of qualities that he has. He can sit in front of a backline and break up play. He can pass forward. He can carry the ball. But he wasn't doing it continuously, consecutive games. He wasn't able to do all of that because he probably didn't have the players around him. I think we're seeing a different version of Declan Rice in a much better Arsenal team that allow him to show his strengths off and certainly his aerial ability or, being able to make the box to get some goals. So I would expect Declan Rice to get a lot more goals this season for Arsenal in the role that he plays there.
Yeah, the numbers suggest that he scored 4 in the whole of last season. That was his 3rd goal already of this season.
There you go.
And I also just wanted to ask you mentioned the word mentality, and so too did Wrighty. Just what did it take to win at that point when Luton had fought so hard and really went toe-to-toe with the Gunners?
Do you know what? It's probably you learn from disappointments and you learn from mistakes. And Arsenal, there was a period last season when they was on top and everybody thought that, they could really push City to that title. And then there was, a 3 or 4 game spell where they lost that momentum. Something just wasn't clicking for them. And I feel like you learn from those moments. And these players have gone through that heartache of, coming so close to the title. They're not going to let it happen again. And I think that this game here last season, they'd have probably come away with a point. The fact that I think they learn from experiences that they've been in. I think that's why they come, away with it all.
You lot conceded 3 against Luton. But it's the significance of the win and the way they've won is why they are celebrating like they're celebrating at the moment. And this is where I say to people, to Arsenal fans, enjoy the moments like this. This team are going through it now. They know what they need to do. And this is why this is a vitally important win. It would have been everybody would have been very disappointed if we drew this game. So to end up winning it because we went all the way to the end is what Arsenal need to do if they're going to put a serious challenge in. That's what has to happen.
Yeah, just the reactions, obviously contrasting ones as well. Declan Rice, the match winner. Mikel Arteta got a yellow card for running onto the field in the celebrations. And just looking at now, Rob Edwards as well, needing to just console his team who put up such a good fight today. It was a match where there were individual errors, a match where we'll look at goalkeeping performances as we break it down, and a match overall where we saw some fantastic goals.
Yeah, there were some good goals. There was also some really bad goalkeeping errors. But I think for Luton, they'll be deflated with this result. But if they are to look back at it, they'll also think, if they were coming into this game, they probably wouldn't think they would have gone toe-to-toe with Arsenal and kept them and held them for as long as they did. So they can come away proud with something to build on, because Arsenal are one of the top teams in the Premier League. There's no denying that. They're not teams that they're expected to take points off. But they'll be disappointed that they come away with the defeat. Last header, I was going to say last kick.
That's what they've got to do,
last
Jules.
Kick of the game.
That's exactly what they've got to do, Julius. They've got, with that game, a team like Arsenal are trying to win the league. They fought them hard all the way. They put us under pressure. Our goalkeeper was under pressure, and we buckled under that pressure. I think they showed us, Luton, a couple of things where people say, "Okay, you know what I mean? Let's try them on set pieces. Let's get more crosses into Arsenal's box." Because what Luton showed is that you can get at us.
Yeah, if you had to go into that Luton dressing room right now, what would you say to them they did very well tonight?
They did a lot well. I thought they were very organised. I thought they stuck to what looked like a good game plan to try and frustrate Arsenal players. They were trying to be aggressive. They obviously used and worked on set plays really well. They scored 2 from that. So they could take, I as a manager or as a player teammate, you'd want to take the positives from that. As I mentioned, it's not a game that they would have been expected to win, but they can build on that performance. And I think they have to at home. At home is where they're going to pick their points up, whether it's against the top teams or the lesser teams in the league or teams around them. It's at home where they're going to pick up points. And if they are to stay in the Premier League, it will be won at their home ground.
Let's show you some of the goals, starting with what happened in the second half. First half, it was 2-1 to Arsenal at the break. 3 Gabbies on the score sheet. And this is the goal very early on in the second, Ian, that made it 2-2.
Yeah, as you can see there, I think, Adebayo does very well. Out-muscles Declan Rice, but I'm thinking the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper there, if he's coming, he's got caught underneath it. He's got to be coming to punch that ball. I think that with the amount of bodies around him, there's no way he's going to be able to get to catch that. He should have made the decision early. And he's a very good claimer of crosses. He should have made his mind up early if he's coming to punch that ball, punch it behind him. And I think when you see him get caught underneath the header, which was a very good header, great strength he showed. And it's an error. It's an error from the keeper in that respect.
Yeah, Farry, you said goalkeeping errors. You see another one for the Ross Barkley goal?
We did, and I think this one is worse, the worst of the two. I think Barkley obviously does really well here, carrying the ball forward, and he's done this well throughout the game. He finds a pass, and it eventually Arsenal get bodies behind the ball. But when this comes back to Ross Barkley here, he has absolutely no right, to score from this angle here, and he hits it hard and low. But for me, he has to do better. He dives over the ball. The ball's already past him.
Yeah.
As I said, it's a fantastic run from Barkley. He carries the ball well. But when he's in this position, Barkley stays out. He doesn't even expect it to come. You can see Ben White over his shoulder. I can see him. When it comes out here to Ross Barkley, Ben White stands him up. He's probably thinking, show him down the line, show him on his weaker foot. But Ray, he's got to do better. That can't be going in, and it could have cost them 2 points. But luckily for Raya and Arsenal, they managed to get the late winner. But this is poor goalkeeping.
He was walking off the field alongside Declan Rice.
Probably saying thank you. I think that just in that instant as well, what Arsenal need to learn from that is that Ben White has to hold him up. He has to keep him up. We know that Ross Barkley can go, so you want to put him down that side because Saka's coming. So Saka should be saying, get close to him. So if he does come back, I'll deal with him here, but get closer to him. I didn't like the fact that there was too much space. He shouldn't even have had time to get that shot in. So those are the things, again, you look at it and you're going to nitpick. You want to say, no, we've got to get tighter to Ross Barkley there. Goalkeeper.
All right, let's look at 3-3. Kai Havertz on the score sheet for the 3rd time in 4 matches in all competitions for him then. It's the hard work by Jesus.
Jesus using his strength, using his body, using his experience, and then a little bit of class and composure, when he's off balance as well, Farah. When you look at it, he's all over, he's holding, he's getting his body in the right place, and there just gets that little, that's the quality.
That's the difference, isn't it? if you are going to go on and compete for the title and win it, the composure, these are the moments in games when you're 3-2 down, where you need that little bit of ice coolness inside the box and, create a chance like he did there for Havertz.
Yeah. Was the finish simple? Was the harder work more in the run and the timing of it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah, because like the goalkeeper, in that instance, I think Jesus' ball is so good, it kind of almost tempts the goalkeeper out, but he's not quite close enough. And then Havertz just needs to get there just in front of him, just gets there quicker.
Yeah. Thoughts on Kai Havertz in total?
I really like him. I mean, I'm a Chelsea fan, so I loved him at Chelsea. Upset when he left, because I think there's qualities within Havertz that, I think people, unless you know football, you don't really see. He's a fantastic footballer, and he's starting to find his feet now at Arsenal, and he's appreciated by his teammates and his manager, I think, which helps. The fans like him, and I think you've got to be patient with him, and it's trying to find out what is his superpower. What is it that he does? Is he a creator? Is he somebody that's going to get 20 plus goals? What is it that he does? Because
at the moment, he's
as
a goal scorer.
He is. But, he's scored 4 now in the last however many. But he's a fantastic footballer on the eye to watch. He has fantastic talent.
Little bit of frustrating moment because he had a header opportunity as well.
Well, it was one of those that, again, it's a great chance at the death. Luton are now dropping deep. They're starting to try and hang on in the game, and it was a great cross. And I think that it was something where, his technique, he got it all wrong. I think this is something that's got to come off of his forehead. In the end, it comes off the top of his head and it went over the bar, but in the end, it didn't matter.
All right, we're going to go live now to Kenilworth Road because we have Declan Rice standing by for us. 3-3 at that point in time. And we thought a share of the spoils at Kenilworth Road. You had other ideas, Declan. Just tell us about that last-minute winner and what it means to the team.
Well, first of all, obviously, it means everything. To get the 3 points tonight, to keep that momentum building is massive. And from a personal point of view, to score that goal, it's kind of to clutch that moment, to fight and compete for the ball like I did, and knowing it was the last kick of the game. I've not actually seen it yet.
Well, here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see on my face, to be honest with you, like, it's the first time. I love when I score, I just watch it back all the time because I don't score a lot. I'm going to be watching this all night. But that feeling of scoring and, the away end going crazy, all the boys coming up to me, I'm just taking it all in still now. It's been a crazy 20 minutes since the game's ended. It's such a big moment for us.
Declan, you have a big smile on your face. I think matched or probably bettered only by Ian Wright, who's in the studio, and he has a question for you.
Declan, I was just pleased to see you getting up in the box. Did they tell you to go up, or was it the fact that Luton just dropped deeper and it's like, it might as well take the opportunity to go forward?
Yeah, you're spot on. I think I would have been on the edge of the box there trying to control a counter-attack. But I knew it was the last kick of the game. It was in the 97th minute. When the ball went back to mine, it was about getting myself back on side and then competing for that ball, fighting for that ball for my life, and knowing that whether it dropped to me or another teammate, we was going to give it everything to try and put it in the net. And luckily enough, it was a great header into the bottom corner. And as you can see, I'm buzzing.
they look very physical. It looked like a very tough game. Luton, they played very, very well. Ross Barkley in particular.
Yeah, I thought Ross was the best player on the pitch, if I'm being honest with you. I said that to him after the game. He was outstanding. He's always been a top quality player. I don't think Luton should be overlooked at all. They had a bit of a slow start to the season, but the way they played tonight, the way they've been playing recently, great bunch of lads as well. I think they can do really good things this season, and they give us a massive test tonight. You're spot on.
Yeah, and very nice, of course, with everyone else playing tomorrow night and on Thursday to have got the job done. Dramatic fashion, but it's job done. And a little bit of breathing room now at the top. Declan?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just watching the video again, sorry. Like you said, I think to be 5 points clear going into, obviously, tomorrow's fixtures is really good. But look, only 15 games played, 38 overall, so we've got to stay focused, keep ticking one off at a time and see where the season can go.
Nice.
Off Rice all the way. He's going to be. How many times do you think you're going to be watching that over and over? You more or Righty more?
I think I'm watching it at least 100 times.
All right, well done tonight, Declan Rice. Thank you so much for joining us. The match winner for Arsenal at Kenilworth Road. We've had reactions from Kenilworth Road. We're going to have some more for you.
Are those 3 points tonight?
Yeah, so happy. Obviously, we knew it was going to be a big battle here, and we made it harder for ourselves the way we conceded the goals, obviously, but the spirit of the team, how we fought, the quality that we showed in the right moments, and never give up. It's all about that. We're willing to win every game. We take risks, we go for it, and we got rewarded big time today.
4 goals scored, but 3 conceded. Is that a concern, the first time in the league this season?
It happens, credit to them as well. You know, opponents prepare things against us. The delivery was excellent, the finishing was excellent, and sometimes we just need to applaud the opponent because they do what they did, and big credit to them because they are a really difficult side to beat. So big compliments the way they played as well because it was a tough night.
There's a lot of talk about the goalkeeper situation at the moment. Is it fair to say that 2 of the goals were gifted to Luton?
I'm so happy with the team.
Have you spoken to David Raya? Has he said anything?
I spoke with all of them. They're all jumping. They're so happy. So I'm really happy manager today.
And before the game, Declan Rice said these are the games that you have to win if you want to win the Premier League. Would you agree with him?
Yeah, and the previous one because you need a lot of points to win the Premier League. Again, it's a really difficult place to come to win 6 in a row like we've done in different ways today. You have to find a way to win it when you haven't done certain things, especially in your box, and we've done it.
It was Declan Rice with a header, with the winning goal, a man for the big moments. Could he make the difference this season?
Well, he's already making a big impact in the team, and those moments are special. He has this quality, this aura about him to create those moments, and I will give him even more confidence.
Will you be watching Liverpool and City in action tomorrow on Amazon Prime?
I love football, so I watch as many games as my wife allows me to.
Is that many?
That's quite a lot, yeah. I have the support of my boys, so normally it's good.
Brilliant. Mikel, thank you. Well done tonight.
Thank you very much.
A very happy Mikel Arteta because at the top of the table, Arsenal are 5 points clear. One answer he refused to give, he properly swerved that question, was about the goalkeeper. We've already done the criticism today of those 2 goals that we felt he should have done better in. Just interesting to hear the manager saying, I'm happy, and not really wanting to talk about it.
Of course, he's going to avoid the question, right? He just said he brought Raya in, to be or to fight for that number 1 spot. So you're going to protect your players, which, all good managers would do. And they've won. So I think he's not lying in saying that they're in there jumping around, because we saw the reaction at the end of the game. Raya was the first player to go up to Declan Rice and arm round him and celebrate. So I think they will be in there celebrating that 3 points because it's a huge 3 points. And I think you might have got a different answer maybe if the 2 errors led to a draw or a defeat. I think the fact that they'll probably just, sweep it under the carpet and move on to the next.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's also, we see the camera going to Aaron Ramsdale every time there is a narrative that's been created, and it is a big talking point.
Yeah.
And I think for Arteta to then make a change, he'd have to admit he's made a mistake or he was wrong in the first place.
Well, this is why, it's a tough question for him to answer. And I totally understand that the interviewer has to ask the question, but you've got to remember that he's the one that brought this on the team, brought it on the club, and bringing a goalkeeper in that he's made his number 1. So if that goalkeeper then makes a mistake and you ask him about it, he's probably going to swerve the question. So at the end of the day, all that will do, it probably galvanise him to continue to play him and have the faith in him. But at the same time, the main thing is Arsenal winning and the team winning. And that's all he'll be thinking about right now, Mikel.
And yet, at the end of the day, it's a 4th Premier League win in a row for Arsenal. They found a way to win, Ian.
Well, that's what you have to do. And especially you're chasing down a Manchester City side, who we know when they get to the second part, like the second part of the season, like you would get into the Februaries, and they go on that run. And I think that all Arsenal have to do is stay in touch as long as they can. And games like this, I think that would have been a definitely big 2 points dropped if they didn't get that. So, you have to stay in the games, and you have to, in the right moments, the quality comes through, and you have to punish teams. And unfortunately for Luton, again, they'll learn a harsh lesson that, when you're playing with players of this quality, you can't give them an inch because they'll take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Arsenal 4-3 winners at Kenilworth Road. In the second, our latest kickoff tonight, we had a double-header. Don't forget, earlier on at the goal, the match winner, it turned out, against Burnley. Plenty more goals at Kenilworth Road. Those 7 in total, including the very, very late one from Declan Rice to earn all 3 points for Arsenal. That's got Wrighty dancing in the studio here. So many more games to come on Wednesday night and 2 on Thursday as well. We are going back-to-back in the Premier League. It's festive season football, and we have had a feast of it. from Kenilworth Road tonight. Let's look at what that means at the top of the Premier League table. It means Arsenal have a little breathing room, a cushion over Liverpool, who are in action tomorrow night. 31 points for the Reds, 36 now for the Gunners after that last gasp victory. Manchester City a further point behind on 30, and Aston Villa into the top 4 there with 29 points. Chelsea make up the top 10. Bottom half of the table, Luton had hoped to give themselves some breathing room on those bottom 3, not able to do so, so they are on 9 points. Everton, Burnley and Sheffield United all in the drop zone.
A 4-3 win for Arsenal tonight, and we're just catching our breath there after the cataclysmic event